All right, so I'm walking out of TJ Ribs, and I'm so glad this guy stopped me because I didn't see him. This is one of the greatest athletes in LSU history, Chad Jones. Not only baseball, but football. You got 2 national championship rings, and now you made people feel old today. They said Chad Jones has a son going to college, but here we are.
Absolutely. Chad Jr., 18 years old, going to be a freshman walking on college campus. It's so surreal because I did this, maybe 18, 19 years ago, So, but it's a great opportunity for him to start off his career, welcome himself to Jaguar Nation.
Awesome. People remember you hitting hard. Does your son hit hard?
Oh, man, he's a thumper for sure. Downhill linebacker, so what Southern University is going to get, they're going to get a side-to-side linebacker, somebody that's going to play for the team, play for the coach, and is full of Baton Rouge culture as he went to Southern Lab as well right there on campus, but finished up as a Purple Knight. I'm going to do it for the state of Louisiana.
That's awesome. And he's part of this new movement now. The great Marshall Faulk takes over as the head coach.
Like I said, me and Marshall Faulk have a slight history as well. Marshall putting together a great coaching staff, doing a great thing. I see the kids are so excited. There's new facilities coming up, locker room changes, weight room. Like I said, a lot of great things are coming. The money's flowing through North Baton Rouge.
Yeah. So you're a member of the 2007 National Championship football team, coached by Les Miles. Ben must have been just a little squirt back then, right?
Come on, now. It's just so like that. That's one of the craziest things I've seen. A little bit Ben Miles. Coming to shake my hand during the state championship game, and I know I'm looking at this kid. I'm like, why in the heck are you so familiar? Like I said, but I used to see Ben run around in the gym, throw him football passes or whatnot. We've always been friends ever since I was in college. So it's just a great thing to have him, have Chad Jr. up under his wing. Guy that I trust.
Yeah. It sounded like he had a big responsibility over the whole recruiting class as a recruiting coordinator.
Absolutely. Ben is actually from here. Ben is homegrown. So he's one of us down here in South Louisiana. He's planted his roots in high school. Stretched out across the country, through the SEC, throughout the country and whatnot. But a lot of great players know him by his name, and also they follow him. So it's great that we have Ben on that roster.
Awesome. Okay, I want to ask you a few LSU questions before you get out of here. So, Lane Kiffin and LSU football, how are you feeling?
Just like everybody else, we just as excited. Like I said, we're just as excited to see what it's all about. See how he's going to put it all together. Got the huge recruits coming in, guys out of high school, guys through the transfer portal, ready to play. New quarterback coming on in. Putting together a great coaching staff, keeping some staples here as well with Raymond, with Corey Raymond. We all excited to see what Lane's going to do this year.
Awesome. In LSU baseball, Jay Johnson has the machine rolling, 2 national championships in the last 3 years. As a former pitcher, how do you feel about that?
He's been having, like you said, that machine has been rolling, and well-deserved by him. Great coach, the kids playing behind him. Fans love him. He's bringing back that Turtle Thomas baseball culture that deserves to be around here. And I'm looking to be around baseball a little more this year myself.
So last spring, I did a sit-down with Anthony Ronaldo and Micah Gibbs.
Okay.
And they're talking about, like Ronaldo's talking about, me and Lewis Coleman, we've been doing this all our life. Chad Jones just walks out there, I can throw a slider. Yeah. And you throw it like 92 miles an hour. They were like, who is this guy? How can he do this?
Well, most guys, they only know me as an outfielder. I hitting deep ball or whatnot, throwing the ball from corner to corner. But to see me pitch, I think it was something new for them. The coaching staff knew that I can pitch or whatnot, but I didn't know that. I don't think they knew that I was as sharp as I was at that point. But it was a great way to help out the Tigers, bring home what we call as a World Series.
The first time you went into a game, it was kind of like Maneri felt like, I'm rolling the dice. Let's see what happens here. First, they told me your Lil Wayne song played, yeah, and there was some language in it that maybe shouldn't have gone out to everybody.
Correct. So that was just my walkout song as a batter. Supposed to play in about 10, 15 seconds, but not 2-3 minutes while I'm warming up, So that was something to hear. Excuse me. But, yeah, that was something to hear. I had a great go, and that first time at Auburn, I hearing people murmuring while I'm just in the bullpen, like, hey, we love Chad Jones, but what we doing here? Why is he even pitching? But I think I showed the fans and showed the team what I can do on that mound that day.
It was bases loaded, and you struck out 2. Is that what happened?
Yeah, we were probably 7th inning. We were up by 1 or 2 points with bases loaded with 1 out, with no outs. Got 2 strikeouts and a pop-up and got the Tigers out of that inning. And I think that was a wrap for me being an outfielder, and made sense because Mikey Matuk did his thing with that.
Yeah, and they said you thanked Coach Maneri, like when you thank you for letting me pitch today.
Yeah, because I just was looking for an opportunity to get back on the field. Coming from spring football, lost my spot to Mikey Matuk, like I said, well deserved. So I just was so thankful for another opportunity, a way to get on the field, and I just maxed it out as best as I can, getting back on that diamond, like I said, and it worked out great for the Tigers.
Yeah, awesome. All right, last question. So that's been 17 years ago. Yeah.
We're getting around.
God,
there.
man.
Getting those years up in there.
You ever look at that roster, you see LeMahieu and all these guys that made it to the majors. This is a superstar team.
Absolutely. I consider what we had was a dream team. I put our team up against any team. Those guys made me feel so comfortable on the mound. I knew I had a superstar defense behind me. All I need to do is just throw strikes or whatnot. But I look at that roster. I think we're one of the best rosters that came through LSU.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to you, and I know you've dealt with things, the wreck and everything, and I think you are a statement of perseverance. A lot of people hang their head and they get down, but you grinded through all that, and here you are, and you got your son going to Southern.
Yes, sir. Like to walk around with my mama called me as a walking testimony, and trying to wear that on my shoulders or whatnot, and trying to lead by example for my son, for his peers, my peers as well, but it comes full circle, There's pros and cons that came from my wreck, but as of right now, we're looking at a pro, being able to help and mold my son to get to where he is. Me being here in Baton Rouge working for a locally owned company, Waste Pro, it's been an awesome thing.
All right. The great Chad Jones, you remember him in Tuscaloosa in 07, forced the fumble there against Nick Saban.
How the West was won. How the West was won.
How the West was won.
Yes,
and then in 09, Mississippi State, they're like that far away from punching it in, and you were on the goal line stand, I believe, too, right?
Oh, yeah, man, had great plays. Like I said, that was the second longest punt return in LSU history,
right.
93 yards behind Billy Cannon, of course. But yeah, one of my great games to be remembered as a Tiger, making those great goal line plays and having my defense, my late brother block for me, Patrick Peterson waving me around the corner. I can never catch up with him, But it's awesome memories that day. Awesome memories.
I remember Patrick Peterson. He was doing the waving you like a traffic cop. Yeah, let's score. So, Chad, thanks so much. Great seeing you.
Jack, thank you. Appreciate
The great Chad Jones, folks, one of the best athletes in LSU history.
Oh man, it's crazy. I'm standing up somewhere. Where was I? I'm gonna find it. I'll find it.
Yeah.
Standing up. There we go. Right there in the back. Right there, number 3.
There he is, folks.
There you go.
Oh yeah, short hair and everything.
Come on now.